Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. And today we are finally getting our first real look at something new entering the Dominion. Something that has already caught a lot of attention. And that is Kendall. A new mage. From the way of chaos. And I'll be honest with you. This one is interesting. Not just because she's new. But because of what she represents. Because when we look at Kendall, we are not just looking at another damage dealer. We are looking at a hero built around sacrifice. Around pressure. Around mechanics that are not always simple. But when they work, they can become very, very powerful. Now this is a first look. We are not here to overanalyze everything. We are not here to jump into conclusions. In the next days we will test her properly, we will go deeper, we will break everything down. But today, we look at what she brings. And right from the start, her role is very clear. Mage. Backline. Way of chaos. And her description already tells us everything we need to understand about her direction. She tortures herself. And her allies? Enhancing damage. Dealing pure damage. And empowering critical hits. So immediately, we are looking at a high-risk, high-reward design. A hero that trades stability for power. And if you know Chaos Heroes, you already know where this is going. Now before we move forward, let's take a quick look at her equipment. And here, we pause for a moment. Take it in. Because this is the base of her build. What defines her stats? What defines her scaling? What defines her role in the long run? This is where everything begins. And as expected for a mage, we are seeing the typical direction. Now moving forward. Sparks of power. Nothing changes here. Standard progression. Nothing unusual. Nothing that breaks expectation. And then we move into glyphs. And this is where we start to see her identity reinforced. Magic attack. Magic critical hits. Intelligence. Magic defense. Health. Exactly what you would expect from a mage that wants to deal damage. But also survive long enough to make that damage matter. So again, no surprises here. But everything aligned. Now, artifacts. And here, we are going to keep it simple. We just name them. And understand their function. Lord Beholder. Increasing magical critical hit chance. Torture secrets. More magical critical hit chance, and additional health. Ring of Intelligence. Boosting her main stat. So immediately, we are seeing a direction. Critical hits. Scaling. Survivability. All pointing towards a mage that doesn't just deal damage, but amplifies how that damage happens. And now, we move into what really defines her. Her skills. And again, this is a first look. We are not breaking them down yet. We are just identifying them. Lava Kiss. Sweet Torture. Friendly Fire. Purge by Pain. And just from the names alone, you can already feel the identity. Sacrifice. Damage. Pressure. Amplification. And this is where things start to get very interesting. Because even without going deep, we can already see the potential for strong mechanics. Especially when we start thinking about chaos synergy. Heroes like Xe'Sha. Heroes like Aidan. Heroes that already benefit from sacrifice. From health manipulation. From risk-based mechanics. And this is where Kendall might find her place. Because chaos is not about safe gameplay. Chaos is about pushing limits. And Kendall clearly fits that idea. Now something very important. Her skin. And as expected, her base skin gives intelligence. Her main stat. Which means everything scales correctly from the start. No confusion. No mixed direction. Just a clear path forward. Now Guardians. I'm going to be honest here. This is a first look. We are not jumping to conclusions. We are not saying she is broken. We are not saying she is weak. We are saying she is interesting. Very interesting. Because the foundation is there. The identity is clear. The mechanics are promising. And for someone like me, who enjoys chaos heroes, this is exciting. Because this is the kind of design that can either become something very strong, or something very complex to master. And that's what makes it fun. So for now, this is Kendall. A chaos mage. Built around sacrifice, pure damage, and critical amplification. A hero that will require testing. A hero that will require understanding. And a hero that we will be exploring in depth very soon. Because in the next days, we are going to break everything down. Skills, builds, synergies, real fights. Everything you need to understand her properly. But for now, this is your first look. And if you are like me, you are already thinking about possibilities. Stay tuned, stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.